Hey guys, Kirsten here. Yeah, that's me in both of these pictures. I just want to share the story about how I went from the girl on the left, who shied away from all cameras, to the girl on the right, who's glowing with confidence. So let's take it way back. I've always been an athlete. I played soccer and I played softball ever since I could remember. But in high school, I started to gain a little bit of extra weight. I felt like I was super athletic, but if you saw me in regular clothes, you would never think that I even played sports. Now, fast forward to college, I did just about what everyone does their freshman year. I stopped playing sports, I ate dining hall food, I drank a lot of beer, and I ate a lot of late night crap. Needless to say, I gained at least the freshman 15. The summer after my freshman year, I was embarrassed about my weight. I went to a few parties with my high school friends and shied away from all cameras. I would cover my face with my hands so that they wouldn't take my picture. I just felt so ugly and so fat. I was at my all-time heaviest weight. At only 5 feet tall, I weighed 138 pounds. I needed to make a serious change. I saw an infomercial for Insanity with Shaun T, and I decided to go for it. I didn't tell my parents that I got it, and I was super embarrassed that I bought workout DVDs. So I only did them when no one was home, which was like every 2 or 3 days if I was lucky. When I went back to school for my sophomore year of college, I moved off campus, so I had plenty of space to do Insanity and not have anyone else watching me. I restarted the program and followed it to the T. I even made an attempt to eat healthier, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't have much experience cooking, so I resorted to making easy and cheap comfort foods. I saw some changes in my body from Insanity, and that gave me motivation for more, so I got a gym membership at World Gym. There was a lot of equipment that I was unfamiliar with and a lot of intimidating faces, and I was scared about others watching me, but eventually it got better with time. My junior year, I started working at Smoothie King. My manager knew I was into working out, so he challenged me to do a 12-week transformation program that he found on bodybuilding.com, and I accepted. It was a hardcore workout program that came with a meal plan, which was what I was lacking with Insanity. It was a cookie-cutter program. I didn't have to think at all. I just did exactly what it said. I documented my journey on a blog called Making the Cut, but I never really made it public because I was afraid of what others would think of me. I meal prepped and I ate my food out of Tupperware before class, and I even stopped going out for drinks with friends. I followed the program for 12 weeks and I lost a total of 13 pounds. I was so proud of myself, and I just felt like a whole new person. But wait, hold up. This sounds way too cliche, right? Like it was just that easy. But no, my story does not end here. Keep watching. After the program ended, I continued to diet and train extremely hard. And eventually, I started to feel very fatigued all the time. I had brain fog, I developed acne on my chin, and I even lost my menstrual cycle. Something wasn't right. This was about the time that Layne Norton's Metabolic Damage went viral. I started to put the pieces together that the nutrition plan that I followed was super high protein, low carb, and extremely low fat. Basically, I wasn't eating enough to maintain a healthy body. I took the initiative to fix what I had damaged. I did a ton of research and I read so many articles and studies and experiences of other girls who were going through similar things. And that's when I first started tracking my macros. I slowly increased my fats and my carbs over the weeks, but with that, I gained some weight back, and I was super frustrated, but I knew it was necessary for me to get healthy again. By the end of my college career, I gained almost all the weight back on the scale, but I had a very different body composition. I still had a good amount of fat, but there was at least some more muscle there. Yet I was still unhappy and insecure. From there, I graduated from college with a degree in art education, but I wanted to pursue a career that met my passion for fitness, so I began courses for personal training and was hired at the gym immediately. At about the same time, I was approached by a guy at the gym who suggested I look into bodybuilding and referred me to a great coach. I was extremely hesitant to call at first because I didn't think that I could afford a coach. But as soon as I called, I felt like this coach understood me and my goals and was the expert about the bodybuilding sport, so I knew I had to hire him. The video you see here is me showing my before body. I originally wanted to compete in the figure division, but my coach suggested I start in the bikini division, which has the least amount of muscle. I trusted his advice, even though I thought bikini was very girly, very sexy, and I just didn't think that I had that feminine flair. I officially began bikini competition prep in January 2014, and I grinded for about 13 weeks straight. It was nothing but eat, work out, work, sleep, repeat. I was working 3 jobs at the time: personal training, painting with a twist, and substitute teaching, and while it seemed completely impossible, I made time for the gym and for meal prepping. And it actually became routine very, very quickly. Posing, on the other hand, did not come easy for me. I was not used to walking in heels, and I felt like I was trying so hard to be girly. As a whole, the competition prep taught me a lot about myself. And over the 13 weeks, I slowly gained more confidence, more independence, and willpower, and I even found my feminine side. I had achieved so much before I even stepped on stage. At my first competition, I won first in my height class, which meant that I would compete against the middle and the tall class for the overall title. When they announced me as the winner, I could not believe it. I was so ecstatic. It was a complete dream come true. But it gets better. 2 weeks later, I competed again, and I won the overall title again. I was on fire. I actually achieved this goal physique, and I just wanted to keep going and keep doing more. I even did my first ever photo shoot, and I was just in awe of the girl I saw in the images. I really could not believe that was me. My personal training business started to really take off from there. I had so many people reach out to me for help when they saw my success from the competitions. Over the course of that year, I did a total of 5 competitions and tripled my clientele. But my body was begging me for a break from dieting, so I listened this time. Over the next year, I seriously dedicated effort to building muscle instead of losing weight because I really wanted to move up to the figure division. This was the first time in my life where I was actually trying to eat in a surplus instead of a deficit because I was trying to add weight and muscle to my body. During this period, I also dedicated time to getting my precision nutrition certification because up until this point, everything I had learned about nutrition had been through my own experience and invasive internet research, but I knew that if I wanted to make some serious improvements and help others make some serious improvements, that I would need the proper education. About a year later, I got back on stage, except this time as both a figure and bikini competitor in a drug-free competition. I did both categories at the same competition, just different suits and different posing routines. I won first place in figure, which meant I won my figure pro card, so I took this as my sign to continue moving forward with figure. 2 months later, I competed again, but this time I did the opposite. I won my bikini pro card. And this was a very confusing moment in my career. I had tried so hard to put on size for figure that it almost felt like a failure to me. I did some serious thinking after that competition, and I finally concluded that it were just much more realistic for my body type to stay with bikini. Shortly after that, a friend of mine suggested I look into Swimsuit USA, which is a swimsuit pageant. My first thought was, hell no. First of all, I'm too short, and I'm probably too muscular, and I'm just not girly enough, even though I had already come an extremely long way. There just so happened to be a regional contest in my area, and the flyer promised that every contestant would get a free cruise voucher, so I did it. I ended up taking first place, which meant winning the all-expenses-paid 7-day trip to finals in the Dominican Republic to compete in the big pageant with 60 other girls from around the world. I couldn't believe that I had this opportunity. It was an amazing experience, and I made so many new friends. Out of the entire trip, my favorite part was the 4-hour photo shoot, so when I came home, I knew that modeling was something I needed to pursue. And that's when I found the International Bikini Model Search, a company who helps models and photographers launch their careers. I attended one of their 5-day bikini shoot camps, which is basically a networking event where a handful of models and a handful of photographers of all different levels could spend time shooting together. And just from that one event, I've continued to network with so many other photographers, models, and agencies. I just have endless opportunities opening up left and right, and I cannot be more thankful and grateful for everything and everyone I've met along the way. Still to this day, I cannot believe how far I've come and all of the things I've accomplished in a relatively short period of time. I never would have thought that I could do a fitness competition, let alone win an overall. And I definitely did not think I could ever become a model because I thought I was too short and I wasn't girly enough, but I completely proved myself wrong. There was once a time I didn't think I could, and now I never think I can't.